RBT family, what is the deal? It's your dog Willie Jack, and we are back, baby, back with more NFL action. NFL Week 6 is here. How you doing? How you feeling? Hope y'all feeling good. Hope y'all feeling excited. We got a lot of good games to look forward to today. Definitely can't wait. Can't wait for y'all to get here, sit on down, get on comfortable, tap in, do what we got to do. Y'all know what's going on. Don't forget, on your way to your seat, please do remember to tap in with Three Amigos. That's like, that's share, that's subscribe. Don't forget, it's a family affair. They got a big cousin named Bring a Friend, man. Like, share, subscribe. Tap in with big cousin, man. Bring a friend. Y'all know what's going on. But, yeah, now we got some good ones today. If you didn't know, right now, of course, we do have an international game underway. The Denver Broncos are playing the New York Jets in London. That game actually just went to halftime. The Jets are, man, I tell you what, man, the Jets have a lot of problems, honestly, on both sides of the ball. But this last kind of series right before half that the Jets attempted to execute was, I mean, I don't know what to say about it. I'm going to just leave it alone, man. But it's not pretty. It's not pretty at all. But they do go into half only down 4, 10-6. It was like a minute or so left. I'm talking about it. It's like a minute or so left in the half. The Jets get stopped. It's 4th and 1. And I think they're on their own 35-yard line, somewhere around there. So they end up going for a fake punt. Let me go put it. We talking about it. They end up going for a fake punt. And they had Breece Hall as the up back in the punt formation. So I don't think the Broncos were necessarily unprepared, but the Jets did get the first. And so they get the first. They're just shy of their own 40. So, in that deep kind of midfield, right? They've got a minute left. They do have one timeout left. First play is a quick, I'm not even going to call it a draw. A handoff to Breece Hall. It goes for 4 yards, a 2nd and 6. They try to get on the ball. Justin Fields takes a sack. Then they burn their last timeout. 35 seconds left in the half. They're still, now they're even, I don't even want to call this deep midfield. You get close to that 40, you sniffing the 40, maybe I'll give it to you. Now they're still back probably closer to the 33, 30, they've lost yardage now with the sack. Just terrible execution. And also it just doesn't look like guys weren't ready for this quick, not even 2-minute drill, right? Or we'll call it the 2-minute drill because that's what this style of offense is referred to as, right? Even though they had 1 minute, but just nobody was prepared. Nobody was confident. They didn't have an idea of how they were going to meaningfully attack downfield to give themselves a chance for a late field goal. Because that's what you're doing this for. When you go for it on 4th and 1 on your own, let's say 35, right? You got one timeout. So we're okay. Our thoughts is we need 20 yards to give ourselves a chance at a field goal to make this a 1-point game and a half. You come out, you hand the ball off. Yeah, you get 4 yards. What's that 4 yards worth? Then you get back on the ball, and then you take a sack. And so we didn't you know what I'm saying? And so now we're dead in the water. And so now we take a sack. We burn that timeout. We've got 35 seconds, right? And so just the standard philosophies of football, right? Each play takes roughly 6 seconds. Ideally, in a perfect ideal world, right? So you've got 35 seconds after this sack. And so without timeouts and needing to get to the out of bounds to stop the clock or whatever the case. So let's say you're going to have two plays essentially, right? You're going to need something deep across the middle. And then by the time you get to the line and spike it, honestly, you're probably going to burn 15, 18 seconds there. So that's what we've got to do. I don't know, man. It's not looking good for these Jets. Now, like I said, they are still in this game. It's a 4-point game. So I don't want to make it seem like it's overly one-sided or they don't have a shot. But I think the first down they got on that 4th down fake punt, I think that was their second first down of the half. So it's been tough sledding either way. And then, of course, that defense, it's also holding Denver and this Broncos team to 10 points as well. But I'm telling you, man, the Jets got a lot of stuff to figure out there, man, for Aaron Glenn making his first year as a rookie head coach in that organization. But be that as it may, how you doing? How you feeling? We still got a lot of ball to talk about. Oh, man, I should say I need to apologize to everybody. Last Wednesday's show had to cancel the show relatively late notice, man. And I kept thinking I was going to try to find a way to get home on time and tap in with the folks, but it didn't work out. My nephew, his 8th grade football team, they normally play on Tuesdays. For whatever reason, last week they moved his game to Wednesday. And, it didn't work out, man. I went and tried to support my nephew and his 8th grade team, and by the time I got out of there and got home, man, it didn't make sense to try to hop online. And so I bailed on y'all Wednesday, man. I apologize. I'm sorry. Hey, I apologize. My bad. My bad. But, we back on Sunday, man. We back in regular rotation, so y'all know what's going on. Let me see. I see a few of y'all in the building. Drop some in the chat. What's going on? My Duke's in the building. Say, have a blessed show as always. Day One Game Jarrell in the building. Said, good morning to the RBT Fam. Hey, Day One Game Jarrell, man. You don't want to talk about what happened? Come on, man. You don't want to talk about what happened, dog. Hold on. Look, I don't know what it is. I tell y'all what, man, without fail, I get 5-6 minutes into the show. Then I'm getting calls and texts by folks asking me if we live. Yeah. Tap in. Come on in here and sit down real quick. What you need to do. Hold on, man. Goodness gracious. But yeah, no, you know what, Day One Game Jarrell, man? Can't lie. Didn't necessarily see that one coming. All right? I didn't necessarily see that one coming. And I tell you what, man. Day One Game Jarrell, if y'all don't know, he's our resident Eagles fan. You know what I mean? Day One Game Jarrell, if you want to drop some of your thoughts in the chat about what happened to your Eagles on Thursday night, you know what I mean? I definitely want to extend you this opportunity to explain yourselves, man. To explain yourselves and what happened. And what happened Thursday night? My goodness. If you didn't know, I'm sure y'all know, because we watch ball in here. But if you didn't know, or just to remind you, Philly goes on the road Thursday night to take on the New York Jets in a divisional matchup. Now, this is one, honestly, there's no other way around it, man. This was a full-fledged upset. Now, Jackson Dart, the impressive rookie thus far, right? We can say that. Making his second start, his first game. Oh, and you know what? We gotta recalibrate or reevaluate just our thoughts about this Giants team. So Jackson Dart makes his second start. This is coming off of his first game start the week before, in which he defeats the red-hot Los Angeles Chargers, led by Justin Herbert at this time. Then he follows that performance up by a short week victory over the defending champs and also division rival Philadelphia Eagles. And honestly, man, it was fairly one-sided. It was fairly one-sided, honestly. It really felt like the Giants, almost from the outset, were not only going to compete in this game, but they took charge in this game, man, and they get a very impressive victory. They win 34-17, and now Jackson Dart in 2 starts has beaten 2 of, I'd say, I would think what we would all consider 2 of the top 10 teams in this league, right? I think for a time, for the first month of the season, the Chargers were a top 5 team in football, right? Then they did drop one, of course, to the Giants, and I think they've dropped another one since. But then the Eagles as well were another team that we held in even higher esteem, right? They were a top 5 team in this league, and they probably are when it's all said and done. But for your first 2 starts as a rookie, Jackson Dart, with that Giants roster and team that nobody's excited about that roster. It's the same outside of Malik Neighbors, and he's injured. He's on IR. So you don't even have the one guy with spark or juice that was on that roster. Well, he's out. And I think he went down in Jackson Dart's first game. So you know what I'm saying? So a roster already low on talent, right? On overall talent, especially offensively, then you lose a top 10 style of player, young player at the position as well, and then you still rattle off these 2 back-to-back wins, man. So impressive job by Jackson Dart. Impressive job by Brian Daboll. Brian Daboll probably the happiest coach in the league. Brian Daboll had boxes ready. He got boxes in the corner of his office now. He was at any time he could have got the call from Mr. Mara, like, hey, you know what, Brian? Yeah, things ain't working out, man. it ain't looking too good. Go ahead and box on up, man. Go ahead and pack on up and get on out of here. Brian Daboll was waiting for that call. And then now Jackson Dart comes in, and man, doesn't matter how they. And you know what? I'll say week 1 when they did it against the Chargers, it was unorthodox. It was quarterback run heavy. Him and Cam Scatterbo out there looking like a very effective 1-2 punch, especially in the run game. And so like I said, I didn't necessarily think that was going to be like sustainable, and I didn't think that style of game plan was going to carry over against Philadelphia in that defense. And but honestly, in this Eagles game. But Jackson Dart, and it was pretty early in this game. Matter of fact, it was pretty early in this game. He made a couple throws out the door, and I had to, matter of fact, hey, Jarrell, I had to holler at Chop. I had to text Chop like, hey, Chop, hey, man, because Chop told us, matter of fact, shout out to my dog, Chop. Chop told us that these Giants weren't going to be no pushover. And I'm like, man, you tripping. Come on, man. Don't get carried away. Don't get carried away, right? I was saying that, but no, he's right. I had to text like, bro, you was right. You was on something. I got to put a little more respect on Jackson Dart's name because he came out in that game, man, and he threw some – Jackson Dart threw some darts now, right? I should have stayed away from that. I'm ashamed of myself. I heard it coming, and I still let it fly. I should have stayed away from it. But he did, man. He made some passes in that game early on that really caught my eye, and I hit my dog Chop up like, hey, man, I ain't going to lie. I owe Jackson Dart an apology, bro. Like, I know it's early, but I owe him an apology. And so shout out to Jackson Dart. Shout out to those Giants. And they get, like I said, a very impressive win. And then now, man, and you know what my dog day one game, Jarrell. Let me see what you got in here, man. First things first. Rest in peace, Uncle Phil. Second thing, the Eagles offensive coordinator's trash. That's what my dog day one game, Jarrell said, man. And you know what? There is something to that, man. Like this offense, well, last year notwithstanding, because Saquon just went crazy. Saquon had one of the biggest batteries in his back of all time, getting cut, disrespected, cut loose by the Giants, able to sign with in-division rival Eagles, and then goes on to have one of the top 10 seasons of any running back in the history of football. And honestly, we could say it's a shorter list than that because he went for 2K. I think that list of guys who hit 2K is what, 7 deep? 7, maybe 8? So we're going to say a top 8 season in the history of football, man, as far as at the running back position, crossing 2,000 yards. I believe he was the offensive player of the year, right? Josh Allen was the MVP, depending on how you feel about that. And I want to say Saquon was offensive player of the year. I don't know why that's bothering me now. But he's on to something, man. This offensive coordinator, the first iteration of this offense is still my favorite. That first Super Bowl run, the one they lost to the Chiefs, and was Jalen Hurts absolutely balled out outside of 2 freaking bad plays. And that's Shane Steichen's offense, right? So that first iteration of this offense with Shane Steichen has still been my favorite. And I think that one was the most like dynamic. That RPO was lethal. The first iteration of tush push. And then since then, they still haven't got that same comfortability back. Even this last Super Bowl run, they had the same drama that they're dealing with now. Problems with the downfield passing game, not getting A.J. Brown involved, right? And then even when he's involved, like not putting him in perhaps like the best position to succeed. I mean, A.J., and I've talked about it on this show, so I'm a broken record, but I've talked about it before. A.J. Brown is an elite guy in this game, an elite guy at the position. He's the top 3 guy in the position for my money. Still, numbers aside, because this show is deeper than the numbers, man. We got to give context. A.J. Brown has to really go out there and get it out the mud, man. He's not getting these soft touches. He doesn't get 3 touches behind the line of scrimmage every half, because a lot of these guys get those. They get these quick layups. They get to the line real quick, get to shoot a couple free throws, man. A.J. Brown don't have that. He don't. If Jamar Chase has 12 targets in the game, 4 of them came at or behind the line of scrimmage. That's not a knock against Jamar. That just shows me that Zach Taylor understands how important it is to get Kobe Bryant the ball. That's what that tells me. For whatever reason, Eagles don't feel that way about A.J. Brown. It bothers me, right? But be that as it may. Now, in this game, A.J. Brown's targets weren't necessarily an issue. And then honestly, with the interception that he threw in the second half of this game, it was a square out on the left sideline. Was that in the third quarter? And honestly, he left that pass a little inside, but it was covered well. It was covered well. And shout out to my dog Chop, because my dog Chop sent me the clip that he was asking me about it, talking about it as well. And honestly, like I think that when I saw that play, and honestly, he drops back. AJ Brown's on his left, the single receiver side. So they're looking to go to AJ right here. AJ's one-on-one. He's got this out against I can't remember who the Giants corner was at the time, but it looked like that's where we're going. Maybe it was a little premeditated, and maybe we were kind of forcing the ball into our guy's hand. And so I can't complain about it because I've complained about them not doing that. So I won't complain about them trying to do it there. I won't. And especially in the game which y'all don't have it, man. You lose it to an opponent that you feel superior to. But anyway, he throws the out. It was covered well either way. He did leave the ball a little inside. And so, corner picks that one, and off to the races he goes. But no, man, I think there's definitely an issue, man, with that offense. I'm with you. I was a long way away. I was a long way around. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. There is an issues there with that OC chair ever since Shane Steichen left, man. And then he said our defense has been on the field way too much through these first 6 games, yeah. And then also Jalen Carter in and out of your lineup as well. And then what's really hurting y'all, one man's trash is another man's treasure, was really hurting y'all day one game, Jarrell. Y'all let Darius Slay get out the building. And I understand why, because at some point you got to transition. He was an old dog. And at some point you've got to transition and let the new crop, the new batch of guys come in and really get their chance. So you got Quinyon Mitchell, stud. Quinyon Mitchell's the top 3 corner in football right now. You know what I mean? So you got him, you got a stud. You got Cooper DeJean. You got Cooper Dijon, because he got a little sauce. You got Cooper Dijon. All right? He's in your slot, your nickel. You know what I mean? He's kind of like a chess piece, so he's not really necessarily a guy that's going to lock down outside. But that outside corner spot, that second corner, that outside corner, Adoree Jackson and Keely Ringo, boy, they fresh meat out there, man. It's getting bad. Not getting bad. It's bad. It's bad, and it's not a secret. The secret is out. You know what I mean? Like, teams are really having their way with y'all's CB2. And then even in this game as well, Adoree Jackson is like, bro, if you're not going to cover, you got to tackle. And if you're not going to tackle, you got to cover. You can't not do both. You know what I mean? Then we see him on the goal line, Cam Scatterbo, getting his Mike Allscott on, getting his John Riggins on, getting his Peyton Hillis on. You know what I mean? Down on the goal line run, he does get stopped and slowed down. Adoree Jackson comes in through the B gap untouched. You've got to make that play. Now, we are asking a 180-pound corner. Adoree Jackson wasn't a big guy. He's never been a big guy. He wasn't a big guy coming out of USC. So I get it. Don't matter. You know what I mean? Your job is your job. Antoine Winfield was one of the greatest tackling corners of all time. He was 5'9" and about 180 pounds. I don't want to hear it. How big was Charles Peanut Tillman? All right? So it comes with the program. Adoree Jackson, you can't go in there, throw a soft shoulder, head down, throw a soft shoulder, and then watch the guy drag another guy for another yard and a half and get a touchdown. Like, it can't happen, man. So I think there's that QB2 slot, man, is really hurting y'all. And then also now as well, Zach Bond didn't play his best game either. Now, Zach Bond was a revelation last year. Shout out to Vic Fangio, found a lifetime edge, told him to sit your ass six yards behind, across from the guard, right, and play stack backer. And then he had an all-pro, right? All-pro season, well-deserved, got himself paid, and now he's on the second year in this new role. I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm not gonna say he's gonna be bad. He hasn't been bad. I'm not gonna go that far, but he hasn't been necessarily lights out the way he was this last season. And this game, particularly, I think is one that we can call out as well, because the other guy in that end zone footage was Zach Bond getting ran through. So Zach Bond is the guy pulling and trying to hold on to Cam Scatterbo as he's stretching for the end zone. Adoree Jackson comes in untouched, throws a shoulder that doesn't do anything at all. But Zach Bond was the other guy, man, that they went after. It felt like they went after him a little bit in this one, and they had some success. See my dog Day One Game Drill said, no reason we don't have play set to get our playmakers. Bro, I'm trying to tell you. What's Saquon doing? Saquon, what, 12 for 58 in this game? And honestly, I think he broke a long run in this one. I want to say he had like a 20-yard rush thereabouts in this one. So We take away that one, we're at 11 for roughly 40 yards, right? And so this continues a trend that we've seen where teams have been able to bottle up Saquon, man, to this point in the season. Has Saquon, hey man, has Saquon went for 100 yards in this season? Or if he has a 100-yard game, maybe he has 100-yard game this year. But Saquon, by and large, especially these last few weeks, he's been held in check, man. We saw it with the Rams, and I don't know, maybe that blueprint from the Rams is carried over for these last 3 weeks. But Saquon teams have been doing a pretty solid job of bottling up Saquon these last few weeks, and I think it dates back to that Rams game. Then also in this one, man, the tush push. Man, I can't believe we had. Now, this is what people were complaining about. I didn't want the tush push banned, and I'm not going to say I want it banned because we can't ban it just because we don't like it. We can't ban it just because we think it's boring. We can't ban. Like, I'm not in favor of banning it for reasons like that because that feels soft. You know what I mean? It is what it is. So it feels soft. Now, we had like 3 minutes of actual live gameplay. Like 3 minutes of game clock, 3 minutes and 35 seconds, I think it was, of game clock of attempted tush pushes. Was it 4 or 5 tush pushes in a row before Jalen got that touchdown off the tush push? Wasn't it like 4 of them in a row? It took like 3.5 minutes of clock time. That's probably 6 or 7 minutes of actual just watch time. Like, now that's inexcusable. That's inexcusable. And then, of course, even seeing some of the replays and some of those attempts, the right guard, whoever the right guard is on that tush push, bro, and I know when we slow it down and watch the replays and we watch it by the millisecond, it is always much more egregious than it looks live. And so these false starts or whatever don't get called and people can complain about it. But, man, that right guard is living dangerous, man. Because I'm talking about, man, he's a full half yard ahead of the center. He's a half yard into his dive at the D tackle's ankles. You know what I'm saying? When Cam Jerkins is finally snapping the ball. But, you know, be that as it may, there's some issues. There's some issues with that Eagles offense for sure. And then honestly, man, we heard talks about like an impromptu players only meeting. AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts, and Saquon Barkley. The story I heard, I guess they had like a players only meeting, but it was only them 3. But then the story I heard that talked about how it came about, they were all just in the building organically, just studying, getting better, doing whatever they had to do, whoop-de-whoop. Then they all were heading out, and coincidentally, they all bump into each other in the parking lot. And then supposedly the story is that they all 3 stayed in the parking lot for about 3 hours or so, 3 hours plus, and everybody, you know what I'm saying, got something off their chest. Everybody, you know, talking through what's been going on with the offense, and I'm sure they had to address the elephant in their room. Like, what are we going to do with, like, AJ's targets, the type of targets he's getting? Because it's one thing to get targets, but he also deserves, like, easier targets. Like, targets that set him up for success. You know what I mean? So it's deeper than just throwing him the ball just haphazardly and not in positions in which he has a greater chance for success. So anyway, like they're struggling to do all of this. Right? The NFL trade deadline is approaching, and it really makes me wonder, man, because AJ Brown, he's got his championship. He was a big part of that championship. They all do, right? Saquon and Jalen Hurts. And so now it's at the point like I've scratched that itch. I'm a champion, right? I'm still playing to go down as one of the greats, though. Like, I do want to be a champion. AJ Brown's a champion. But more than being a champion, because being a champion can't be the end-all, be-all. It should be a goal if you consider yourself a winner and you want to go down so like, I'm not discounting it, but it's also not the end game. Because nobody puts Robert Ory in any conversation with any all-time great. So I don't want to hear like, man, it's about, like, yeah, it is about winning. I'm not saying that it's not. But until you tell me that Robert Horry is worth more than Kobe Bryant, then be quiet. Because nobody feels that way. So, championship stuff aside, we're not saying it doesn't matter, but that aside, AJ Brown wants to be a great. He wants to be an all-time great. He wants to wear a gold jacket. And honestly, them rings ain't going to put him in a gold jacket. That's just not the way it is. He's got to go up and put up 1,500 yards. He's got to keep his name in the mix with the Jamar Chases and the Justin Jeffersons of this league. You know what I mean? With the Malik Neighbors who were coming up in this league. You know what I mean? So like that's the type of conversation, that's the type of outlook he has on his own career, and so it really makes you wonder: has AJ Brown seen enough, man? Has he had enough? Has he had enough? Is he ready to move around? Has the Eagles offense had enough? Has that team had enough? Have they had enough of the pounding? Have they had enough of the soaking? Have they had enough of answering these questions in the media? It really makes me wonder, man. Is there any chance? Is there any world in which AJ Brown gets moved before this trade deadline? I don't know. What you think, they want to gang Terrell? What you think? And then, even if he doesn't get moved, is this maybe the last season we see before a mutual agreement to part ways is announced? Right? Is after this season, depending on how it goes, good or bad, they run it back, or they make another deep run, or it crumbles and falls down, man, and they get a first round exit. Whatever the end game is for the Eagles this year, is this the last year for AJ Brown? This is what I would think. I would think, regardless of what happens, this is AJ Brown's probably last rodeo, man. I would think he's gonna want to make a move, man, and go chase those targets, man. He wants those numbers, and I want them for him. And I'm not mad at him. Like I said, man, I'm not mad at him at all. I'm not gonna fault the guy for wanting to objectively, tangibly prove his own greatness, bro. I ain't mad at it at all. Bro, he really is, bro. Jackson Dart. That's what I'm telling you, bro. I was probably like a quarter into that game, a quarter and a half into that game. I had to text my dog Chop like, hey, man, hey, I may owe Jackson Dart an apology, boy. He pitching that hoe. Like, Jackson Dart was out there pitching that hoe, boy, for sure. My dog Miles in the building, man. What's going on? He said, Scatterboo really out there. Scatterboo really out there, old school, throwing his body around, bro. He's that hard head energizer bunny that he's gonna play to the end of whistle, to the end of the echo of the whistle. He's grimy. I ain't gonna call him dirty. You know what I'm saying? Like he's, man, yeah, he's not going to pass an opportunity to put his body on somebody. He's not going to pass an opportunity to give somebody a shoulder right at the sideline. You know what I mean? Or he's taking advantage of any opportunities to be physical, man. And so shout out to Cam Scatterboo as well, man. He definitely runs the ball down hard. He's balls to the wild, 100 miles an hour in everything that he does. You know what I mean? And so I like what I'm seeing from Cam Scatterboo as well, and Jackson Dart, man. That's a nice young 1-2 punch, man. That's budding there for the Giants. And an all white backfield, man. When's the last white backfield we seen? No, we like Purdy in C-Mac. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. Yeah, we do, but not this style. Cause and you know what? My dog Chop, he called Jackson Dart Justin Fields 2.0. And my first thought was, when he said it, I was like, nah, not necessarily just Fields. He's not that style of. I mean, I guess I get what he's saying as far as like with the running ability, the way he's used to find success, and he can be explosive, down the field. But I don't necessarily like that comparison, because I don't know if Justin Fields is still looking for the style of confidence that Jackson Dart's playing with 2 games into his career. Like Justin Fields doesn't have that level of confidence. And also, honestly, now he doesn't have that. Jackson Dart's got some pretty decent, he's got a pretty decent touch, man, on some of these passes over the middle or over the middle and up the field. So I don't know, man. I'm going to tell you, I don't necessarily like the Justin Fields comparison, so to say, but I think I see where he was going with that. But nah, if Justin Fields, he needs to play with the confidence and not only the confidence, man, but I think I'll say that, man. If Justin Fields had Jackson's, man, he might be the guy that a lot of people have been waiting to see. Hey, sometimes it just come on out, man. My dog Day Wing AJ thinks he finished the season. But if it keeps going this way, he's out of here. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man. I think this is the last rodeo, man. I think good, bad, or ugly, I think this is probably the last year. And then now, whether or not he finishes the year, I would think so as well. Because I still can't imagine the Eagles realistically still being in the championship window. They ain't went nowhere. And so, like, moving as piece as vital as he is, as talented as he is, regardless of how it's working out or how it looks right now. Because it looked like this last year. This is what y'all went through last season before it picked up, and then y'all went on a run. And so it's not necessarily new, but I do think this is probably the last one. This is probably the last go-round. Hey, man. Day one game, Jarrell. Hey, man, I appreciate you. And that reminds me, Keandre, where you at, dog? Where you at? Come on, man. We 45 minutes in, and my dog Keandre went here to tell me put the chat. Shout out to Day One Game Drill, man, for keeping us on track. I appreciate you. Keandre, man, where you at, man? I'm looking for you, dog. Sis in the building said, good morning to the good people. What's going on? Hey, Keandre, they coming for your job, man. They coming for your job. Sis said she got it too, man. I heard Darrell said they coming for the job, for the spot, man. What's going on? He said Fields didn't have the support to start off with the confidence. He needs the home and people behind him. Well, hold on, let's not forget. Are we really gonna say that Giants roster, especially without Malik Neighbors, but are we going to say that Giants offensive roster is better or much better than what Justin Fields had in Chicago? I can't say that, bruh. Are we going to say Cam Scatterboo is... I mean, now we like Cam Scatterboo and he's entertaining, but are we going to say, what style of back are we going to say he is? Like, is he a better or more talented back than David Montgomery was in Chicago? Hell no. David Montgomery was in Chicago when Justin Fields got there. Before he went to Detroit, before he got traded to Detroit. Yeah, David Montgomery. They brought in DJ Moore, who balled that first year for sure with Justin Fields, right? So, I mean, DJ Moore compared to Malik Neighbors and Justin Fields, Malik Neighbors got hurt like a quarter and a half into Jackson Dart's first start. They lost Malik Neighbors that same game. Justin Fields had DJ Moore that whole year. You know what I mean? Now, offensive line for offensive line, I think this Giants offensive line has been terrible, right? It's been one of the biggest complaints that we've had. Their offensive line looks even better because Jackson Dart is his mobility and the kind of power running game that what they're finding. Jackson Dart being able to keep plays alive and then attack and be lethal downfield after he buys himself time. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. I can't necessarily give that out to Justin. I don't know if I want to give him that one. That not to say that either roster was great. I'm not gonna say that either, but I don't think it's far off. Then when Gay Dress said, what's going on? I said the organization didn't believe in Fields. And you know what? Yeah, cause I think the first coaching staff that brought him in, that first coaching staff, they didn't build that offense around him is what the problem was. I think it was Matt Eberflus, right? So I think Eberflus, it was a defensive coach anyway, but he had a vision for his offense. They didn't necessarily build the offense around Justin Fields. They try to acclimate. Hold on. My light went out. All right, hold on. I'm gonna give it one more chance. I don't know if that was just I think if something went on. We'll see what's going on. So to say all that to say, Justin Fields, I think there was definitely a lot going on with that Bears organization. And it was Matt Eberflus and then also Matt Nagy. You know what I mean? So there was a lot of turmoil in that organization. I'll give you that. Because Brian Daboll did get to go out and select Jackson Dart to be the guy he's going to risk to bet his head coaching career going forward on. So that is a fair point to say. But then also Fields didn't have the goods on the field as well, or he was inconsistent. So for those random 350 yard games, I'm going to fix that in a second. Y'all got to bear with me. Those random outbursts of fantastic production we would get from Justin Fields, right? They were always they were just too few and too far in between. So there'd be 5 games, 6 games, 5, 6, 7 game stretches in which Justin Fields just isn't seeing the field. Inaccurate. He was a 1-speed thrower for the longest. He only threw 95. You know what I mean? and no touch, no lift, no, like, you know what I mean? So there was a lot of things going on, but then every now and again that 4-4 speed at the position shows up and he goes 60 to the house. Or that fantastic arm strength will show up and he finds a way to throw 160 yards on a rope downfield. You know what I mean? So he would have that to intersperse with long stretches of just poor play, man, poor mechanical play. His footwork was always all over the place. He didn't move well in the pocket as far as not being athletic and be able to scramble and get away. But I'm talking about being able to slide and keep your feel. Like, he didn't have great feel in the pocket where you could keep your eyes downfield and kind of slide and move and feel the pressure around you, trusting it. So things like that were still problematic for sure. But no, man, we'll see. We'll see. Like I said, this is still just 2 games in. So, you know what I'm saying? Before we go too far into crowning Jackson Dart as the next greatest thing, man, before we get too carried away, I should probably slow it down. But I did want to say, man, his first 2 games to the season, very impressive, man. And he's done it against premium competition, being the Chargers and the Eagles. And so we got to shout him out for sure. And then also, you know, it's probably a good time for a quick update from London. At halftime, like I said, I'll update that score as well, actually. Because we are towards the end. It's 4 minutes left in the third quarter, and the New York Jets have taken the lead. They're up in this game 11-10. 4 minutes left in this third quarter. And Jacksonville has the ball as well. So we'll see what's going on. Let me update that score. 2nd and 10, run up the middle with Breece Hall. Looks like he gets about 6 yards. And you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, how'd they get to 11? Oh, no, it was 10-6. It was 10-6. I missed the safety. I must have missed the safety somewhere. They got a field going to safety this quarter. They had to. Yeah, it was 10-6 at halftime. We'll see if the Jets pull this one on out. Justin Fields took a sack on 3rd and 5. Matter of fact, is that Chop's homeboy from the? I think that's Chop's homeboy from the Niners, man. Tyler Noah, who found you. I think that's Tyler Noah, who found you. The safety from San Francisco. Now with the no, I'm tripping. He's not with the Bears. He's with the with the Broncos. I'm tripping. Yeah. I think I said, but yeah, it's the Broncos. Yeah, I think it is Tyler Noah who found you. Getting in on Justin Fields for a sack on 3rd and 5. So the Jets will punt on 4th and 13 now. We'll see what Denver does with the ball. But it is that time to get into these games, the slate of games that we have today. And actually, I tell y'all what, before we do, y'all got to bear with me. I'm going to do a very quick, very short intermission. I'm going to change my light, and then I'm going to be right back, man. We're going to dive into today's games. Y'all hold tight. Enjoy yourselves. Matter of fact, it's a perfect time to refresh your drink, get a little bite of breakfast, and I'm going to be right back, man. I'm going to fix this light. I'll be right back on. I tell y'all what, man. Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it at all. We here. We gonna do what we came to do, man. We here. We gonna do what we came to do. Goodness gracious. They don't want to see us win. They don't want to see us win, RBT family. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. This light probably been on the charger since last week's show. It hasn't not been charged. I don't understand what's going on. It is what it is. One monkey ain't gonna stop no show. We're gonna talk some football though. Here we go. First game up on the slate. Arizona on the road at Indianapolis. Kyler Murray is ruled out of this one. This should be one that the Colts roll. I'm going Indianapolis 28-17. I don't expect much. And honestly, I can't tell you who's starting today for Arizona. I can't promise you they're going to get to 17. But I do expect the Colts. Oh, and this is the Colts at home as well. I should probably take a touchdown off this one, man. This should be a lot to a little. 28-10, 28-13, 28-17. I do expect the Colts to roll. And this is the thing about it as well, man. It's like the Colts, we saw them on the road against the Rams, probably give up 2 touchdowns off the board, both at the hands of A.D. Mitchell. The touchdown he gave away at the goal line, trying to show off, and then also the penalty against him for a long run for Jonathan Taylor as well. But this Colts team is a team that's very they're really I don't know if they're getting the respect across the league as a whole as maybe they're trying to get right, but we're going to have to start respecting this team, man, this Colts team as a team that not only honestly, I probably feel the best about them in that division. Shout out to my dog Tom, man. I don't know if you done woke up and got yourself in here, but hey, my dog Miles said, hey, Indy definitely spanking something today. For sure. I feel the same way. And this Colts team, honestly, I think that they have the goods, man, to win this division. I trust what we've seen for Danny Dimes and that Jonathan Taylor-led offense definitely a lot more than I'll trust Trevor Lawrence and his inconsistencies as well. And so I like what they got going there. The Texans, we know the troubles that they're having there with the offensive line and just that offense in general, maybe not playing its best football week in and week out. Now, they did beat up on a depleted Ravens team for sure. I was very happy to see that. It's few things that warm my heart more than seeing the Ravens get 40 balled at the crib. You got 40 dropped on you at the crib, Baltimore. Well done. And so the Texans aren't going to go away, but I really feel good. If I had to put my money on anybody to win that division, I'm buying into the Colts, man, for that division. And then honestly, seeing them play as well as they did, like I said, against the Rams, right? The Rams are a team that we also consider a top 5-ish team in the league as well. And seeing how they really kind of shot themselves in the foot in that game, this looks to be a team that can compete with just about anybody, man, especially with Jonathan Taylor running the ball the way he is and Danny Dimes being clean, being accurate, and being on time with the football, making enough plays to keep the show rolling. This Colts team has a pretty good recipe going forward. My dog Day One Game Jarrell, so he's taking the Colts 27-21 in this one. Gotcha. Moving on, man. The Chargers on the road at Miami. Give me the Chargers 24-21 in this one. Now, the Chargers are at a period now where what I want to see from the Chargers is, like, I want them to show themselves, show me who you really are. Is this the year where Justin Herbert, it's too many Justins this morning. Is this the year where Justin Herbert really, like, steps up and solidifies himself as a guy that we can have confidence in the biggest or the largest of moments, right? Is he going to step up and be, like, and show us that he can be that style of guy, right? Or is he going to kind of fold back into what we've seen? A guy that's got all the talent in the world, right? And he tends to perform better as a front runner, for lack of a better word. When the team gets out in front and there's not much pressure on him to see the game through, like Justin Herbert, if Justin Herbert doesn't have to hit 2 free throws at the end of the game to win, then the Chargers will win a lot of games. But in those moments where it gets tight, right? And when we got to send our star player to the free throw line with little to no time left, and he's got to hit both free throws to get us home, those are the moments in which Justin Herbert has came up short. And so just want to see how the rest of the season plays out. They've dropped a couple that we probably would have expected them to win, namely that game against the Giants and Jackson Dart's first start. But be that as it may, I am taking the Chargers on the road West Coast to East Coast against these Dolphins. This for me, I considered giving this game to Miami, but I don't have a lot of I don't have necessarily a lot of faith in Mike McDaniels as a head coach. Now his offensive chops I think are still tops in the league. I think what he does schematically in his offensive line, I really am a fan of. I don't necessarily like him in the big seat. I just don't. And this team as well, still without Tyreek Hill going forward. Just how dynamic and explosive can they be? They've still got Jalen Waddle, you still got Devin A. Chain. I like the young guy, Ollie Gordon, that power complement, kind of a thunder and lightning thing they've got going on there. But I say all that to say I am still going to take the Chargers in this one to get it done. But it won't surprise me if Miami pulls away with this game, especially at home. But I've got the Chargers by 3. New England on the road against New Orleans. This is a battle of some young up and coming guys. So Drake May, he was a top 3 pick in the league. He's highly heralded. Came in with all the press, all the accolades, or you know what I mean. So he was a very highly heralded guy. But Spencer Rattler, excuse me, he has quietly been playing damn good ball, man. Like he's an NFL starter. He's an NFL starter. And so I remember Spencer Rattler as well when he was I want to say coming out, he was a very highly touted recruit. He was like a top 5 recruit coming out of high school. I think he was a 5-star guy. I want to say he maybe started his career at Oklahoma before finishing his career at South Carolina. He gets drafted. He's a late round guy, right? And not expected to be much. But he's playing well. He's playing very well and on a New Orleans team that doesn't have a lot going for it either. And he's a starter. He's a starter. And so I like what I'm seeing from Spencer Rattler, definitely more so what I'm seeing from Bryce Young in Carolina. So Spencer Rattler's a starter in this league, man, and they're playing decent ball. He's playing good ball. They found a way to finally get a win for him, I think, last week. And now they play a Patriots team that's playing pretty well as well. Picked up a big win against the Buffalo Bills, and now they go on the road to New Orleans. So I think this could be a good game. But I'm going to New England to get this done 24-21. Hey, Day One Game, Jarrell said when Mike McDaniels gets the boot, they can bring him to Philly. Man, that's what y'all. Hey, man. Honestly, wrong comment. My fault, big dog. Hold on. What's going on with my chat? There we go. But no, I'm not gonna lie. That wouldn't be fair. No, that wouldn't even be fair. Because Mike McDaniels with all those pieces y'all got, then meant absolutely for sure. Like, that's exactly what y'all need. But yeah, I don't want y'all to have to. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all done won enough, man. Y'all done did y'all thing. It's time for y'all to step aside, man. Let somebody else get some of that championship love. Moving on. Oh, here we go, man. Cleveland goes on the road to Pittsburgh to get their heads beat in. All right, give me the good guys. 23-16 to get this done. Now, honestly, this game worries me, man. It does. But these divisional games, especially the Browns, because just the Browns defensively, they just match up so well with my Steelers offense, especially these last like 3, 4, even 5 years, man, where our offense, like we haven't been as potent as we were before in our day. You know what I'm saying? But the Browns just always match up so well against us. Myles Garrett is going to have his way with our left tackle Broderick Jones-Godley. Even saying it out loud, if Myles Garrett had 3 sacks in this game, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all, right? And so that definitely worries me. But on the other side of the ball, they got Ricky Dylan Gabriel at quarterback. Now, my defense as well, it's been a little rocky. A lot of new faces in new places on our defense. A lot of guys in and out the lineup on our defense as well. But I think this week is supposed to be the first week all season that the full starting defense is healthy and playing together, right? Jalen Ramsey went out 2 weeks ago with a hamstring injury in London. It was thought that he was going to miss not only this game, but maybe even these next 2 games. He's off the injury report and expected to play. Joey Porter Jr. is back from injury. Alex Highsmith is back from injury. And so we're finally got our full defense on the field again together, ready to go. And we're going against a rookie Dylan Gabriel. And so regardless of what Myles Garrett and the defense is able to do to our offense, our defense has to do the same and more, or the same and worse against this Browns offense, especially with them having rookie Dylan Gabriel at quarterback. And so Battle of these defenses. Of course, I'm giving the good guys the edge. Come on, man. I'm going with the good guys, man. Get the good guys the edge to get this done 23-16. But this, I imagine, is going to be a game that's going to get my blood pressure up. All right. It's going to give them, I may lose my voice yelling at my TV, right? I don't want to see Myles Garrett wreck this game and find a way to steal it. Now, the Browns also did trade Greg Newsome for Tyson Campbell straight up from the Jaguars. I like Greg Newsome and what he does. I think maybe they want Tyson Campbell, maybe because they want to be a man. The Browns are an aggressive man cover team. Greg Newsome is a very solid corner, but he's not necessarily an in-your-face man corner, the style that they want to play. And I think Tyson Campbell, I think he does maybe play more to that style of defense that they want to play, to pair that with what you're getting from Denzel Ward. And I saw some stats or some numbers on Denzel Ward, man. This is why I don't get too caught up in this PFF stuff, because PFF will have you believe that Denzel Ward is like the 90th best corner in the league right now. And I don't know, man. When I watch Cleveland Browns play football, when I'm watching Denzel Ward, there's not 5 corners in the league I see playing better than Denzel Ward, in my opinion. And I've always been a big fan of Denzel Ward coming out of Ohio State. My dog Chopper tell y'all, but still, man, I think he's playing at a very high level for my money, man. So I'll trust what my eyes tell me. Is this the same PFF that had y'all believe that Myles Garrett should have been Defensive Player of the Year because he gets close to getting sacks a lot? Whatever. It is what it is. Give me the good guys. 23-16 in this one. He said, hold on, what my dog Day One Game Jarrell say? Hold on. Oh, okay. He's taking a man to steal to get it done, man. 30-24. I like it. If you like it, I love it. He said, no, on second thought, spread the ass whooping out. 30-17. Come on, Day One Game Jarrell. From your lips to God's ears, man. Exactly. You heard my dog Day One Game Jarrell said 30-17 Steelers, man. 30-17 Steelers. We riding with that. You damn right. Let's get it. See, moving on, man. Dallas on the road at Carolina. Give me Dallas 34-20 in this one. Carolina, I don't have much of any faith at all in Bryce Young and his prospects outlook long term. Like I said, from what I've seen thus far, I would take Spencer Rattler over Bryce Young every day of the week, and probably twice on Sunday for what I've seen. But I do like Ted McMillan. I wasn't as high on Ted McMillan coming into the draft as well, but he's proven to be as advertised, man. He's balling. He's playing well. Rico Dowdle. And shout out to my dog Miles, man. My dog Miles reminded me. He said Rico Dowdle. This is a little revenge game for him. Dallas, him coming from Dallas before he got to Carolina, and now he's with Chuba Hubbard out. He's slated to start. And my dog Miles said he expects Rico Dowdle to have a big day, a day big enough in which the Panthers, ride him to an upset win here. But I'm taking Dallas. Offensively, Dallas is playing as good or better as most any offense in this league, I would say. Dak is playing as good or better. It's not always as clean, but he's got a lot on his plate, especially with that defense offering 40 points to any team they come across. Now, whether or not you take the 40 is on you, but Dallas is offering 40 to anybody they play against. And so Dak has to, Dak's got to score 20. He's got to go into every game assuming that he's got to score 30 points for them to have a chance to win. And thus far, man, he's doing his part more so than not. But we'll see it. But I do think Dallas goes on the road and gets this done. I don't think the Carolina Panthers have necessarily had the firepower to win a shootout against Dallas, especially as many points in the way we saw them play, minus CD Lamb, with George Pickens being the lead guy, and to see them still being able to move up and down the field and score touchdowns and put points on the board just shows just how dangerous they are. My dog Miles, he's calling for that upset, man. He said Rico Dowdle gonna lead that upset against the Chargers. Oh, he said also, man, the youngster, man, Jimmy Horn gonna make himself known in this one. Now, I won't lie, that Cowboys secondary is a problem area for this team, and so if there is gonna be, honestly, all levels, Rico Dowdle could have 120 yards in this game, and this could also be a game in which the passing attack also puts up numbers. Like all that's there for the taking when you play in this Cowboys defense. Now, whether or not the Panthers can capitalize and take advantage, that remains to be seen. But I do like Jimmy Horn too, man. I like Jimmy. I wouldn't hate to see him do his thing and get off in this game at all. Seattle on the road against Jacksonville. Now, this honestly, I think this is going to be a pretty tough game. I'm taking Seattle on the road just because I don't trust Trevor Lawrence, right? But I am taking Seattle on the road to get this done. 24-21. Jacksonville coming off a very impressive win over the Chiefs. As a matter of fact, Miles, you in here. We're going to have to talk about that. Yeah, we're going to have to talk about that. So I wasn't here Wednesday to talk about it. We're going to have to talk about that a little bit. But Seattle going on the road. I do like that defense. I think this is going to be a pretty evenly matched game, honestly. I am giving the edge to Mike McDonald in that Seahawks defense to be the difference in this one, and they get it done on the road, 24-21. Trevor Lawrence going to give you one, man. I always feel like Trevor Lawrence is going to – he's got 2 or 3 boneheaded mistakes or a costly turnover. He's got 1 or 2 of those in him every game, man, and I think Seattle's the type of team and defense that can capitalize and make them pay for it. And then Sam Darnold's playing good ball, man. Sam Darnold is playing good ball. There's no other way around it. Revived his career last year with Minnesota, got to Seattle, and he's been solid. So I do think they get this done 24-21. Let me see. Miles said them rookie tandems going to show out. Yeah, Jimmy Horn and Ted McMillan. Yeah, we'll see. Moving on, the Rams on the road against Baltimore. Man, I hope the Rams put their foot. I hope they put their foot so far up Baltimore's. You know what? I'm telling you now. And you know what, man? I'm thinking, look, Lamar's still out. How did I give Baltimore 19 points? How did I do that? I'm looking. That sounds a little heavy. I got 28-19 Rams on the road to give Baltimore their second loss in a row minus Lamar Jackson. I'd love to see that. I can't wait to see that. I hope I see that. I'm counting on seeing that. I cannot wait. I want to see it. And so hopefully the Rams come through and get that done for me. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. This is a tough road for Baltimore, man. The Rams run defense has been playing pretty well. They held Saquon Barkley in check. They held C-Mac in check, rushing the ball, even though they ended up losing that game for a lot of reasons last Thursday night against the Niners. But their run defense wasn't a problem. And so even the Baltimore with Derrick Henry, without the threat of Lamar Jackson, I think this Rams defense has shown that they can hold up to anybody's run game. You hold Saquon and C-Mac in check, then nobody's safe. And so if that's the case, they continue that in Baltimore, and then Baltimore struggling defensively and in the passing game, and now minus Lamar. This should be a game in which the Rams are in firm control and pull this out without issue. So now they need to do it. Don't let your foot off the gas. Let these Ravens sneak one in on my Steelers. Tennessee on the road against the Raiders. This is a winnable game for Tennessee, man. The Raiders have not set the world on fire, to say the least. Geno Smith is playing himself back out of the league, dog. And I hate to have to say that because y'all know how I feel about Big Geno. All right? Big Geno didn't write back, man. They tried to write him off. He went to Seattle, brought himself back to life, had some success there, some real success, multiple years success. He was a guy that was, for the last, 3 out of the last 4 years or 2 out of the last 3 years, this is a guy that was near the top of the league in completion percentage. I want to say 3 years ago, he led the league in completion percentage at like 70%. You know what I mean? So maybe some of it's going to be the offense and what Chip Kelly wants this offense to do that's just maybe not meshing or playing well with Geno Smith and how he sees the field and how he plays the position. But it's not working out. It's looking ugly. I think Geno Smith is leading the league in interceptions. Ashton Genty for the first 3 weeks of this season, people were already calling him a bust. Then he does have an explosive day running the ball. And so we've got to see if they can continue to build on that. And if Geno can get himself back on track, man, and playing like the guy we saw at his best in Seattle, as opposed to this guy that we've seen, 6 weeks into the year now for these Raiders, who's playing just terrible ball right now. So that's what I need to see from this one. I say all that to say I don't even know if I announced my winner. I am taking the Raiders at home to get this done, 23-20. The Titans and Cam Ward, they did get their first win of the season. I called that upset last week against the Cardinals as well. And so, this is a team as well where they finally got that first taste of victory. And this is, like I said, again, this is a very winnable game for Tennessee, even though it is on the road against Vegas. This is a winnable game. I'm giving the edge to the home team, 23-20. Let me see. What's next? Next on the board, Cincinnati on the road against Green Bay. This is going to get ugly. Now, the Browns did just trade Joe Flacco to the Bengals in the division. And Joe Flacco is going to start this game against the Packers. The Browns already played the Packers 2-3 weeks ago, and they actually came back and won that game. Very tough, hard-fought defensive game. They end up making a couple plays on special teams, and they won that game. My bad, I was checking in on this Jets game. It's the fourth quarter. Top of the fourth quarter, the Jets are still up by 1. 4th and short from the opposite 30. Want to see what the Jets do here. You know what? They may have to review that for a spot. Justin Fields scrambling. He loses his footing, kind of dives for the first and goes down, but I'm not so sure that he maybe didn't get that first before he actually got touched. But be that as it may, man, it's going to be 4th and inches. 10 minutes left in this fourth quarter. The Jets offense is still on the field. Let's see what's going on. Play clock down to 5. The Jets call a timeout. I like this call to go for it. And they went for it earlier. I think I told y'all they went for it earlier right before halftime with a fake punt that they end up getting it, but then they end up getting that first. But then the team crumbled or fell apart after that. And so now 4th and 1, they're in much better field position here, I want to say. I think they're on the 30 going in instead of their own 30. And let's see what they do. Also, Garrett Wilson isn't in the game. Garrett Wilson, after that halftime debacle from the offense, he got into it with Aaron Glenn on the sideline and they were heading to the locker room. And I wonder and then he's still on the sideline. So I wonder if Aaron Glenn sat him down, man. Just establish yourself who's running this show. I lied. They are punting it. I thought they were on the 30 going in. I guess it is they on 30. Forgive me. Well, never mind. That took all the excitement out of that. If you was gonna punt, why'd you waste that timeout, Aaron Glenn? If you were gonna punt this ball, then go ahead and let the clock run down, get an extra 5 yards, and then punt it. Why we call the timeout only to come back out and then decide to punt the ball? So I don't like it. But be that as it may, Flacco traded to the Bengals. He's going to start. We'll see if he can be – I don't know if he can be any worse than what they were getting from old boy. So let's see how much better Flacco can be with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. But I don't expect this – I don't expect them to have an Ice Cube's chance and you-know-where to really go on the road in Green Bay in Flacco's first week, starting, filling in for old boy who was terrible. So I don't expect much here. Give me Green Bay a lot to Cincinnati's little. I think I got 27-13 in this one. And this one probably should be over by the time they get to halftime, man. Just no real faith in that Cincinnati offense with Joe Burrow, with Jake Browning. It don't matter. That's going to be an ugly one for them on the road in Green Bay. Also, man, Michael Parsons against that Bengals offensive line. My goodness. This could be a big Michael Parsons day as well. Miles said that's his second timeout mishap from Aaron Glenn. Yeah, I don't like that one. Like if we called like the play, we got late in the play clock. The offense is still out there, so obviously there was some conversation about going for it. But if you called that timeout, then we going for it. Like, what are we doing? So if we call that timeout and then to come out and still punt the ball, we just gave one away. This is a 1-point game. What was that first time? Are you talking about before halftime, Miles? Is that what you're talking about? Because when Justin Fields took that sack before halftime, I think you had to call the timeout there as well. Because they had to call the timeout with 35 seconds. Because once Justin Fields got that sack, by the time you get up, clear the pile, respot the ball, huddle, call the new play, I mean, that probably would have cost them an extra 15 seconds if they didn't call that timeout after Justin Fields took that sack. So I don't think that was a bad timeout. unless there's another one that maybe I'm not thinking about. But if you talking about the one before halftime, I think you had to take that one after the sack. I ain't mad at that one. San Francisco on the road at Tampa Bay. He said, yeah, before halftime. Now, see, Justin Fields took that sack, though. So that's why I don't think it's a bad timeout when he takes that sack. Because you lose another 15 seconds resetting after the sack as opposed to like a completion or, you know what I'm saying? So I don't think so, not after that sack. And that sack made it like back to third and long, essentially. I always said the timeout before the fake punt. Well, maybe not, because if you're going for the fake punt, you want to save time on the other side of the punt. So maybe not. And you know what? The fact that they called that timeout before the fake punt, that also let Denver know that you're probably going to fake it, because you wouldn't need to call a timeout there if you're not going to fake it. So if anything, no, because you want to save time. I think it was 1:05 left when they ran that fake punt, because they ended up getting the punt and then they had a full minute on the clock after, they reviewed it, gave the first down. He went out onto the field to make sure they know that he wants the timeout to save time. Then I think they put time back on the clock and got it to a minute. So if you're going for it on that fourth, they did. And I think that timeout did help them save more time. The second one, Justin Fields takes the sack. So I won't put that on him either when Justin Fields takes that sack. But yeah, if they called that timeout and then punt the ball, well, then you're just saving time for the Broncos. So that's why I'm not mad at it, because if we going for it, we need time on the other side of this fake punt to make it worthwhile to do it. So I won't hold that one against them. San Francisco against Tampa Bay, for me, this was almost the game of the week, man. This for me was almost the game of the week. And the reason I didn't make it the game of the week is maybe it's a little superficial. It doesn't have the star power of what's going to be the game of the week, the Lions and the Chiefs, because we've got the Lions and Chiefs are just like heavier star power. We've got Patty and Jared Goff. And so, Baker Mayfield versus Brock Purdy or Mac Jones, you know what I mean? It just doesn't necessarily have the same star power. But this for me is a game I'm definitely going to tap into, because I want to see which of these two teams is going to be that third team in the NFC, right? And so I think, or maybe that third or fourth team in the NFC, like who's going to be the other person in this NFC that can make a real run? Is it going to be this Niners piecing it together with Mac Jones and Brock Purdy and all the injuries and still finding a way to win, getting an impressive win on the road against the Rams, right? Or is it going to be Tampa Bay with Baker Mayfield? Baker Mayfield's getting some MVP buzz in some circles now. Tampa Bay, all these games have been close, and in crunch time, Baker Mayfield has stepped up and knocked down those free throws. Like I talk about with Justin Fields, the difference between Justin Herbert, too many damn Justins. The difference between Justin Herbert and Baker Mayfield for me is that Baker Mayfield, he gives us in crunch time what we want from Justin Herbert. Now, the other side of that is that Justin Herbert, I think, for the most part, he's a cleaner quarterback in quarters 1 through 3, but Baker wins games that Justin Fields loses because the moment's never too big for Baker. Baker wants that moment. Baker wants the time to be running out with the ball in his hands. You know what I mean? And that's when he steps up and plays his best. And so shout out to Baker Mayfield, man. Y'all know how I feel about Big Baker Mayfield. Y'all know we've been here. Y'all know I've been here, man. That's been Big Baker, man. Y'all know what's going on. So I can't wait to see this game. And I do think Tampa Bay, I've got Tampa Bay pulling it out at home. I always feel it's a much bigger disadvantage for those West Coast teams going all the way to the East Coast, going from San Francisco all the way to Florida, that 3-hour time difference, and it's 3 hours the wrong way. Like that for me means something, man. Because think about when time resets, when you spring forward and fall backward, when you're setting your clocks. In the spring, when you lose that hour, that hour you lose hurts, right? That fall hour that you get, look, that fall hour that you get makes the wintertime worth it. It makes winter worth it. But when you got to give that hour up, man, I'm telling you, that one hurts every time. And when these West Coast teams go East Coast, man, that's tough sledding, man. That's a tough adjustment on the body clock. It just is. But I'm taking Tampa Bay to get this done. Big Baker Mayfield. If they get this done, and if it's as close as I've got it being, then that means Baker Mayfield showed up and made a play when when the lights was on, man, and they got it done. But I'm going Tampa Bay 27-24. Hey, Miles said he's taking Tampa Bay to get this done as well, man. Hey, he said Big Back of Mayfield and them Buccaneers going to pull that iron out, man, get some straightening done. They going to pull that iron out, get some straightening done today. Hey, yeah, hey, I think so too, man. I think they get this done. I think Tampa Bay, man, San Francisco, Brock Purdy's playing his ass off. Brock Purdy's playing his ass off, man. He's playing well. And so I think they'll definitely be competent and competitive for sure. But yeah, man, I'm taking Big Baker Mayfield. The young gun and Mecca Ekbuka, he's playing like a top 10, 12 guy in the league right now as a rookie. I mean, he's been absolutely studly. I think, is Bucky Irving out of this one? Is Bucky Irving still out of this one as well? I think Bucky Irving may be out, but I like what Tampa Bay's got going on, man. I like what Tampa Bay and Big Baker Mayfield's got going on. That's going to take us to our official game of the week. Detroit Lions on the road against Kansas City. And I'm taking Detroit on the road, man. I'm taking Detroit on the road. Give me Jared Goff. Y'all know how I feel about Jared Goff. We've been here, man. It's Goff. Y'all know what's going on. Detroit to get this done against Kansas City. 28-24. This is a game I went back and forth on as well, because Kansas City at home, that is a full-fledged, legitimate home field advantage, man. They've got one of the best home field advantages in the league for sure. That place is loud. It's rocking. Those Chiefs fans are definitely fiery and tuned in. But Detroit, man, Detroit is playing with a different type of – they just got a different type of swag about them, man. They got a different type of confidence about them. And since that week one loss to the Packers, in which they really kind of got dominated in that when it felt like, outside of that, they've been taking it out on everybody they've came across since that week one loss to the Packers. I think Kansas City, coming off of a bad loss against Jacksonville, MVP, multiple Super Bowl time winner, Pat Mahomes, man, throws a bad pick six in this one to the linebacker, and that one to Devin Lloyd, man, which really turned out to be one of the differences in that game for sure. That's a 14-point swing. Instead of 7 on the board for Kansas City, you take 7 off your own board, then you put it on Jacksonville's board. And then even with that play, there's still a chance to win this game. Trevor Lawrence takes a snap on the goal line. He falls down. He gets up. He stumbles. He pulls through a broken tackle, gets in the end zone, all while Chris Jones is standing up, just kind of watching the play happen. Whatever. We didn't even talk about that. But be that as it may, man, it's a bad loss there. But I'll take Detroit. I'll take Detroit in this one to go on the road to get it done. I'm not going to lie. A motivated, pissed off Patty Mahomes is still a dangerous Patty Mahomes, man, because I know he's fired up and pissed off about that game they lost last week on the road in Jacksonville, especially him throwing that pick six. So Patty's going to have something on his mind. Matter of fact, this is week 6. So is Rashee Rice back? No. So this is Rashee Rice's last game before he comes back. Because I think it was a 6-game suspension. Okay, so never mind. So still no Rashee Rice. But Tyquan Thornton, you got the explosiveness that he's showing you. That still carried over last week. Last week he only had 3 catches. He went 3 for 90. He went 3 catches for 90 yards last week in Jacksonville. And so Detroit in that secondary, they're going to have to honor his deep threat ability, right? And then the rest of it, what do you get from Isaiah Pacheco? What do you get from Kareem Hunt? Kareem Hunt had 2 touchdowns last week. Just kind of grinded it out, being a hammer, but that run game still problematic. And so, yeah, I'm going Detroit. I was thinking if I was gonna give this one. Hey, my man Miles said it's Project Pat, man. Don't forget that. I almost talked myself in the rhyme with Pat, man, but I think Detroit, man. I think Detroit, they're just so complete, especially offensively. I really love that offense, that tandem they've got with David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown and J-Mo. You still got Sam Laporta, man, that offensive line. They've got some new faces up there for sure, but Penei Sewell is still a guy, one of the better, a top 3 guy at the position across the league. And so I'll take Detroit, man, to get this done in what I think should be a tough, hard-fought, competitive game. But I'm going Detroit on the road, 28-24. Hold on, what my dog Miles say, man? Hold on, let me go find that comment. What my dog Miles say? Hold on. Oh, okay, hold on. Okay, I got back up. See, Chiefs gonna win. He's gonna say it's been a very tough schedule. Who y'all play? Who y'all done played, man? Y'all lost week 1 in a neutral field against the Chargers. Okay. It's a division game. It's a tough matchup. These are the same Chargers that lost against Jackson Dart and the New York Giants. Those same Chargers. Let's not forget. You just lost to Jacksonville. Jacksonville is playing relatively well. They're 4-1, but I don't think anybody's confusing Jacksonville as a true contender, right? So, we'll see there. What's the other game I'm thinking about that y'all? What's the other game y'all lost? Y'all started 0-2. Y'all lost against the Chargers week 1 in Brazil. What was that week 2 loss? Was that the Broncos? I think did y'all lose to the Chargers and the Broncos to go 0-2 in the division to start? Is that what it was? But Chargers, Broncos to start, division matchups. Okay, I'll give you that. I mean, one of them was on a neutral field, though, so it's not like you went on the road to the other stadium. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know, Miles. I don't know, dog. I don't know. I don't know if that schedule's been excessively tough. It hasn't been easy. I'm not gonna say it's been easy. It hadn't been light. But I don't know, man. I don't know if we need to call it out like that's the reason for the season y'all in right now. I don't know. They when Gang Jarrell said we should be playing how the Lions are playing. Man, you and everybody. Shit, my Steelers should be playing how the Lions is playing. Shit, for sure. Miles said he got 10. I got 10. The defense holds the rushing of the Lions to under 100. Hey, bet good. Wait, you saying the Lions team as a whole? So combined, Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery and whoever you saw the Lions team as a whole under 100 yards, cuz? All right, bet good, man. Bet good. Bet good. Lions team won't rush for 100. We'll see. If y'all hold them under 100, ain't no excuse y'all shouldn't win this game. Because maybe, y'all hold them under 100, man. Y'all, I don't know if y'all can hold them under 100 and still find a way to lose this game. I don't know. Day one game, Jarrell said he's taking the Lions 30-27 in an exciting shootout style of game as well. Okay. Yeah, I'm with you, man. I think. Okay, there we go. Gibbs and Montgomery, I got you. Yeah. So Gibbs and Montgomery combined under 100 yards. Yeah, bet good. That bet good, cuz. That sound like a free 10. That sound like a free 10, man. Yeah, I appreciate you contributing to the show. Matter of fact, hey, look, shout out to my dog, man. I appreciate you contributing to the show, man. I appreciate you. Oh, the Eagles lost the second game. That's right. I'm sorry. My dog Damon Gage said, yeah, Chiefs lost to the Eagles in week 2. Okay, so yeah, week 2 on the road, week 1 against the Chargers in Brazil. Week 2 against the Eagles. That was a tough game. Yeah, that was a tough game. I think the Eagles went to Philly. Yeah, that was a tough game. And the Eagles do win that one. Okay. Then they win the next 2. And then he just lost to the Jags, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. Then they just lost to the Jags. Okay. Let me see. Now, we got 2 Monday night games this week, man. I don't know about y'all. I think I've talked about it. I've complained about it a few times. This doubleheader on Monday night, I can't stand it. I can't stand it. We've got a Monday night doubleheader here. The first one is going to be Buffalo on the road at Atlanta. Buffalo, who just had that surprise and upset loss to the Patriots, right? Division rival. But the Patriots went out there, played damn good in Buffalo, and Stephon Diggs got his Buffalo revenge off a little bit. Drake May really announcing himself as a force and as a threat at the position. Like we've gotta really respect Drake May when he comes into your stadium. You know what I mean? And so Buffalo looking for revenge after that on the road against Atlanta. I expect they should get this done. Atlanta's been very inconsistent, very up and down. I've got Buffalo on the road 28-20. Atlanta, 3 weeks ago, they get shut out by the Panthers 30-0. Then the week after that, I think they put 40 points up on, or they put up 30 or damn near 40 up on either the Dolphins or maybe the Patriots, something like that. But they've been very up and down. But be that as it may, Big Josh and those Buffalo Bills coming off a bad loss against the division rival at home. They're looking to get back on track, and I think they take it out on Atlanta Monday night. And then the second Monday night game of the year is going to be our Monday night game of this week is going to be Chicago on the road at Washington. I'm taking Washington in this one 30-27. That Bears offense, that newfound offense with Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams, week after week, they have made progress. They have found a way to be explosive. They've even a couple of trick plays along the way, man. The one that's coming to mind is the flea flicker, Caleb Williams with the deep shot downfield. I think it was to Romo Dunze, and finding some success. So they're being creative, and they're really playing aggressively. Ben Johnson bringing that aggressive mindset from the Lions to this Bears team, and it's starting to pay dividends and bear fruit. But I am taking Washington on the road in this one. Jaden Daniels back for his second week now after his injury. Healthy Jaden Daniels is still a top 5 quarterback in this league, if you ask me, man. Healthy Jaden Daniels is still, I think, the next guy I want. 5 or 6, depending on whatever you want to do. But 5 or 6, there's just not many guys playing better at the position than a healthy Jaden Daniels. And yeah, this is only 5 or 6 weeks into his second season. But I mean, who am I? I'm not taking 38-year-old Matt Stafford over Jaden Daniels at this point, honestly. You know what I'm saying? Like, I trust Jaden Daniels more than I trust Justin Herbert, honestly. You know what I mean? Like, I like the upside of what Jaden Daniels offers me over my dog Jared Goff. I like the upside and the consistency, and I think down for down he's more consistent than even what I get from my dog Baker Mayfield, because Baker still got that gunslinger in him. He does. You know what I mean? But so Jaden Daniels is a guy. He's closer to 5 than 10. You know what I'm saying? In my book, and so give me the Commanders at home to get that done. And then I think that's it. And that's all for the games, man. Let's go back and get an update from this Jets and Broncos game as this one winds down. It's 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. The Jets just got a big sack against Bo Nix. Jermaine Johnson with a sack, 4th and 15. Now it's 2 minutes and 30 seconds. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left, and the Jets are going to punt. Or excuse me, the Broncos are going to punt the ball back to the Jets. Jets are going to have this ball with the 2-minute warning, down by 2. They only need a field goal to win. They're going to have good field position. All right, Jets. All right, Jets. There's 2 minutes and 23 seconds left in this game. The Jets wasted a timeout earlier before punting the ball from their own 30, so they wasted a timeout earlier. So they don't have a timeout, but they do have a 2-minute warning. They're at midfield. They need a field goal to win this game. Aaron Glenn, you got to win this game. Justin Fields, you got to win this game, Justin Fields. All right? You got to win this game, Justin Fields. Let me see. Okay, Garrett Wilson is back on the field. Okay, here we go. 1st and 10, 2 minutes and 23 seconds on the 43-yard line. There's no way. They fumbled a snap. There's a low snap. Look at the Jets, man. It's a low snap. Justin Fields struggles to pick it up. I think Breece Hall might actually pick it up off the ground, and he finds a way to still pick this ball up the ground and get 7 yards. Yeah, get 7 yards on first down. That could have been a disaster. My goodness. And that was a bad snap. I'm not going to put that on Justin Fields. It was low and to the left, so it was a bad snap. It looked like it was going to be a handoff to Breece Hall anyway. And so he was there. He was ready. He picked the ball up, and he squirted through and was able to pick up 6, maybe even 7 yards. And now that takes us to the 2-minute warning. The Jets have no excuse to lose this game. There's no excuse for the Jets to lose this game at this point. There's no excuse, New York. You've got to be able to get 15 yards to get yourself in the field goal range with 2 minutes. Time's not an issue because you only need 3 to win. It's 13-11. It's 13-11. The Jets got to win this game, man. Jets got to hold on and win this game. They're 0-5 right now. They've had some winnable games. To tell you the truth, they probably should have beat my Steelers in week 1. And then they come out and get smoked week 2 against Buffalo. Then Justin Fields goes down. Tyrod Taylor has They come back in the game against the Buccaneers with Tyrod Taylor. I think they scored 20-something points in the fourth quarter, and the Buccaneers even had to win that game on a game-winning field goal. So that's another game they could have won. So it's an 0-5 team that, they've put themselves in a position. They could be a 2 or 3 win team, but be that as it may, you're 0-5. Aaron Glenn, rookie head coach. This is one y'all got to find a way to get this done. Justin Fields, you want to save your career, man. This is your season. This is your season, Justin Fields. If you don't get it done this year, do you want to be the next Anthony Richardson? We'll see. Anthony Richardson, after this year, we'll see where he goes, man. See if he salvages or redeems his career as well. We'll see. But Justin Fields, man, I can't help feeling like this is probably your last shot, man. I think this may be your last shot before you have to go on hiatus. And maybe you have to disappear for 2-3 years like a Sam Darnold, like a Geno Smith, like a Baker Mayfield. Maybe you got to disappear for a few years. You got to sit on somebody's bench for a few years, and then maybe you have a second act later on. But this is the time in which you got to come through. It's a long commercial break. So I'm just trying to get us through it. But there's no excuse here. I definitely need to see the Jets need to win this game. And this is a big game for my dog Miles' Chiefs as well, man. He needs his division opponents to take an L so that the Chiefs don't fall too far behind in this division. Denver 3-2 right now. Lost to this Jets, 2 minutes left. Puts them at 3-3. The Chiefs, if they get a very tough win against the Lions today, they go to 3-3 as well to tie themselves up with the Broncos and stay just one game back of the Chargers. All right, here we go. 2nd and 3, 2 minutes left. The ball is right at the 50. We need 15 yards for a field goal. Hard first down run from Breece Hall. First down. Okay, let's see. I think the Broncos, I'm assuming, took a timeout because the clock is stopped at 1:56. Yeah, there we go. Broncos take a timeout. Broncos take a timeout. Come on, New York. I'm cheering for New York to hold on and win this game. I'm cheering for New York to hold on and win this game as well. Because honestly, this game has potential playoff implications down the road for me as well. So I definitely expect the Broncos to be in the playoff mix. I definitely expect my Steelers to be in the playoff mix. Depending on how the rest of the season plays out, we could both be fighting for the same wild card seat, right? So if we both have a same opponent in the Jets, we win, we beat the Jets, they lost to the Jets, that could come into play for playoff seeding. So yeah, I need to see the Jets hold on and get this dub. Here we go. Let's see. 1st and 10. Justin Fields is going to take a sack. My God. Now, in fairness, the Broncos probably rushed. I mean, they sent, it looked like they sent the house. But this is the thing about it, though, Justin Fields. Like, do you see the blitz is coming? Everybody's up at the line. Look. Yeah, both linebackers fire. Yeah, so it's essentially an all-out blitz. So we know we're not going to have enough people to block it. Like, I just want to see you have a better idea or be ready to get rid of the ball quickly when you see that that's what's going on. Okay, 2nd and 15, we get a short pass to Garrett Wilson. I think they probably pick up the same 5 yards they just lost on their last field goal. Come on, man. All right, let's see. I believe it's going to be 3rd and 10. Broncos caught their second timeout. There's 1:18 on the clock. Yeah, 3rd and 8. Come on, man. Honestly, if I'm Vance Joseph, I think Vance Joseph is the defensive coordinator for the Broncos. I'm sitting in the house again, bro. Justin Fields hasn't shown me that he can handle and deal with the pressure, the blitz in his face without pulling his eyes down and looking to see if he can get out or find a crease. Like, he's gonna have to beat us right now. He's gonna have to make a throw to beat us right now. I'm sending pressure for sure. I would definitely heat him up. Okay, they do. Delayed blitz. Garrett Wilson falling down. He's falling down on the out route for a pass on the sideline. He takes a shot, but he was falling down before the ball got there. Then he got a lick put on him. Come on, Gary Wilson. They're showing the replay now. Let me see. Now, Gary Wilson, you got to keep your fucking feet, dog. Yeah, you got separated from the ball, but you lost your footing. Oh, he even had the pass. He still made the catch, got a shot, and then he can't complete the catch. So now it's 4th and 8. Yeah, I'm putting that on Gary Wilson. I'm putting that on Gary Wilson, dog. And you know I fool with you, Gary Wilson. You know I do. But come on, man. I need you to make some plays, damn it. Make a play, dog. You lose your feet because he's going to the sideline, so he's trying to make sure he secures his feet to catch the pass. He stumbles. He's falling down. He still actually catches that pass. He does take a shot from Tyler Noel, who found you. 4th and 8. Get the Jets are going. Jets are going 0-17, man. Jets are going 0-17. I'm done. All right, I'm done. I'm done with you. I'm done with you. I'm done with you. Sack on 4th and 8. I don't give a damn if you just. They bring pressure. We're not surprised. We haven't shown that we can handle it. You got rookie Mason Taylor at tight end trying to block the outside linebacker Jonathan Cooper from the Broncos. This outside linebacker combo from the Broncos is studly. Jonathan Cooper, shout out to my dog Coop. Him on one side, Nick Benito on the other side. That's a very dangerous tandem they have as pass rushers for sure. We got Mason Taylor, rookie tight end from Miami, trying to block a top 10 edge rusher in the league one-on-one. Breece Hall stays in. He slides and picks up a blitzer through the B gap. But Mason Taylor gets spanked off the right tackle. And then, Justin Fields dead in the water. I still think his eyes are slow. Like, bro, you know pressure's coming. We got to be prepared to get the ball out. And if it's 4th and 8, I don't want to hear it. Throw the ball. Take the intentional grounding. Throw an interception. I don't want to see us die with you having the hands in your ball, the ball in your hands going down on 4th down, Justin Fields. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it, man. Goodness gracious. Broncos will hold on to win this game. And yeah, man, I'm done with the Jets. Not every day I was ever in on the Jets, but I'm done with Justin Fields, though. I'm not gonna lie. Justin Fields, bro, for as talented as you are athletically, and I saw it firsthand. So I do understand the story and the history behind what he was dealing with in Chicago. I get it. But at the same time, you got to have the goods, man. At the same time, you got to have the goods. It's only so much credit I can give you for some of these things because at the end of the day, you got to make a play, dog. You can't still look like a deer in the headlights, man. You 7 years into your career right now, big dog. You're 6 or 7 years? This is your 7th year? I think Chicago turned down your 5th-year option. Then my Steelers got you. Man, come on, man. Yeah. Nah, man. Justin just might ain't got the goods, dog. I don't like how he looks. I don't know, man. I don't know. Garrett Wilson got to make that catch, though. He took a shot. You stumbled. You lost your feet. You took a shot. But he still went to the ground with the ball in his hands. And then he kind of bounced it off his chest and lost it going down. So it was a tough catch, tough play. But the thing about it is, like, guys got to make plays in the tough moments. Like, that's part of the job description. If you only make plays when it's 7-on-7, then that's not worth anything to me. It doesn't matter to me that Justin Herbert could be the greatest 7-on-7 quarterback in the history of football. That never has mattered to me. That's why I've always had Justin Herbert where I have him in my own personal consideration, because you can't show up when the light's on. We can give a lot of reasons, a lot of excuses for why you don't show up, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You make a play when it counts, dog. Justin Fields, you can't just be just a deer in the headlights with crunch time, with pressure in your face. I don't know, dog. But be there as it may. That's it. That's all, man. That's all. We got good football coming up today. I appreciate y'all coming through, rocking with your dog. I don't know what happened to my light today. I promise you it's been on the chart. It was overcharged. It's been charged for a week. So I don't know. I can't explain why my light died today. It's all good. I appreciate the love and support as always, man. Before we get out of here, we are going to do that real member roll call, man. Y'all know what time it is. First one through the door today was Mondeuse as well. Appreciate you. Have a blessed show as always. My dog, Day One Game, Jarrell, came through and hollered at me, man. Said good morning to the RBT fam for sure. My dog, Miles, came in the building as well. Hollered at me, man. I appreciate you, big dog. Sisters in the building as well. Good morning to the good people. Man, I'm trying to tell y'all. I don't know why I'm so frustrated by this daggone. I'm so frustrated by this daggone Justin Fields in this Jets loss. I'm telling you, I'm glad I'm not a Jets fan, but be that as it may, say the same thing every week. Feel free to say it with me at home. If I forgot to say your name, charge it to my head and don't charge it to my heart because you know I'm thinking about your big dog. Man, look, we got about 20 minutes, man. We got about 20 minutes to the kickoff. Y'all know what's going on, man. Tell the wife and kids or the husband to find something to do and get out your way. Get your favorite adult beverage. You put it in your hand. You find your favorite spot on your favorite couch. You turn your favorite team on your TV. You sit back, you lock in, you enjoy yourself. Good luck to your team unless your team is playing my team. And other than that, man, y'all have fun. Y'all be safe. We will be back to regular scheduled programming, man, this next Wednesday. So until then, I'll see y'all. Y'all have fun. Be safe on this Sunday. Peace.